Recently, I've watched the Chinese military parade, and it inspired me to make a video about China's military and its weapon capabilities. If you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Carriers, stealth jets, hypersonic missiles, anti-satellite weapons. China's military just leveled up. China's military power, plans, and the push for dominance. Behind the hardware is a strategy to control the neighborhood, shape the global commons, and win the information fight. Today we break down what China fields, how it fights, and where it's heading, with clear specs, ranges, and real capabilities. Who's who in the PLA? The People's Liberation Army is a system. Army, Navy, Air Force, Rocket Force, plus dedicated space, cyber, and information support arms that fuse data and targeting across every fight. Command is regional, 5 theater commands: Eastern, Southern, Western, Northern, Central. Ships, jets, missiles, cyber teams, and space units plan to act as one in their theater. Strategy and ambition. Near China's coasts. The playbook is A2AD. Anti-access, area denial, long-range missiles, submarines, dense air defenses, electronic warfare to keep adversaries at distance. Farther out, the Navy shifts to far seas protection, escorts, evacuations, sea lane security, presence, the end state, a world-class force using AI, autonomy, and data fusion. To sense first, decide faster, and strike precisely. Sea power, the People's Liberation Army Navy. Carriers, China has the Liaoning and Shandong. Ski jump carriers for training and regional air wing ops. Fujian, China's first with electromagnetic catapults. EMALS, launching heavier strike aircraft and the KJ-600 carrier early warning plane. EMALS means max weight launches and higher sortie rates. Surface combatants, they have the Type 055 heavy destroyer, sometimes called a cruiser. About 112 universal VLS cells for long-range air defense, land attack, anti-ship, and anti-sub rockets. It is the fleet's big missile magazine and a major sensor node. Type 052D destroyer, about 64 universal VLS cells. Backbone of escort screens and area air defense. Type 054A frigate, about 32 cell VLS for HH, Q-16 medium-range air defense, and U-8 anti-sub rockets. Workhorse for patrols and convoy duty. Undersea, they have the Type 093 nuclear attack submarines. For sea denial, anti-sub warfare, and strike. Type 094 ballistic missile submarines. Sea-based nuclear deterrent, carrying 12 GL-2 submarine-launched ballistic missiles with roughly 7,200 to 8,000 kilometers of range, and moving toward GL-3 with over 10,000 kilometers reported. Amphibious power, they have the Type 071 landing platform docks, and Type 075 assault ships, helicopter and landing craft operations. Type 076, nicknamed Sichuan, an amphibious ship with EMALS to launch fixed-wing unmanned aircraft at scale. Think ISR coverage, jamming, and strike packages to blanket landings. Air power, the People's Liberation Army Air Force. J-20 Mighty Dragon, China's premier stealth fighter optimized for stealthy air superiority. Sensor fusion, long-range missiles, and cooperative targeting with drones. Often paired with PL-15 air-to-air missiles, about 200 to 300 kilometers reach, to push back enemy fighters and AWACS. Bombers H-6K and H-6N, long-range missile bombers, with CJ-20 air-launched cruise missiles, about 1,500 to 2,000 plus kilometers. They deliver standoff land attack. HU-6N adds refueling and carriage for large weapons. Air defenses. The HQ-9 family builds a layered IADS near the coast. The HQ-9B is widely reported in the 200-kilometer-plus class, with some ballistic missile defense capability. Naval HQ-9 variants guard carrier groups. Drones. WZ-7 Soaring Dragon. High altitude, long endurance ISR. Endurance over 10 hours. Service ceiling near 60,000 feet. Range on the order of 7,000 kilometers. Feeding maritime targeting networks. WZ-8, released from an H-6 bomber. Rocket propelled to very high altitude. Then a high supersonic dash for rapid reconnaissance over defended airspace. The Rocket Force, People's Liberation Army Rocket Force. This is the sharp edge of China's deterrent and its anti-access strategy. DF-21. D, an anti-ship ballistic missile designed to hit large surface ships. Range about 1,450 to 1,550 kilometers. Maneuvering re-entry distress defenses. DF-26, an intermediate range ballistic missile, dual capable. Range around 4,000 kilometers to threaten Guam, carriers, and regional bases. Anti-ship variant often called DF-26B. DF-17, a medium-range ballistic missile that carries a hypersonic glide vehicle. Range roughly 1,800 to 2,500 kilometers. Fast, maneuvering compresses reaction time. Together with maritime patrols, satellites, cyber, and electronic warfare, these missiles build a kill web, meant to overwhelm defenses and punish intervention early. The ground fight, People's Liberation Army Ground Force. The PLA Army is built around combined arms brigades, tanks, infantry, artillery, air defense, engineers, and drones under one command. PHL-16, also called PCL-191, modular rocket artillery. Swappable pods for different effects. 4 370mm rockets, about 280 plus kilometers, or 5 300mm rockets, or 2 short-range ballistic missiles per launcher, designed for rapid, precision salvos on ports, airfields, and logistics nodes, space, satellites, and the information war. BeiDou, China's global navigation constellation, precision position, navigation, and timing. Short message links for guided munitions and joint ops, independent of GPS. Space control matters. China has demonstrated anti-satellite capability and on-orbit servicing or towing. That signals both hard kill options and subtle co-orbital effects. Cyber and information are now co-equal domains. Dedicated cyber forces handle offense and defense. Information support units wire the force together. Data, comms, targeting, so commanders see first and decide first how China is getting better, fast. Industrial scale, shipyards and missile lines delivering at tempo, joint reforms, theater commands, large exercises, real joint muscle memory. Data first, space, cyber, and information arms acting like the operating system. Everything else plugs in. There are frictions. Leadership churn, complex integration, training for high-tech joint war. But the trend line points to more capable, more connected forces each year. What's next? China's upcoming weapons. China's message during the 2025 China Victory Day parade in September is simple. The next wave is already here. Prototypes are rolling, doctrines are forming, a few surprises finally broke cover. DF-61, Road Mobile Intercontinental Ballistic Missile, strategic nuclear delivery, estimated over 12,000 kilometers of range, likely multiple warheads. Road mobility complicates targeting and improves survivability. First public appearance, September 3rd, 2025. DF-31 BJ, silo-linked variant and loader for the DF-31 family. Supports China's new missile silo fields. Faster reloads and handling, more basing diversity, and greater resilience. DF-5C, silo-based ICBM. Liquid fuel, MIRV capable, carrying multiple warheads for global reach. Part of China's assured second strike, JL-1, also called Jinglei-1, an air-launched ballistic missile, carried by the H-6N bomber. Adds a true air leg to the nuclear triad. Standoff release from outside dense air defenses. Range undisclosed, nuclear role emphasized. First formal parade confirmation in 2025. New YJ anti-ship missiles, YJ-15, YJ-17, YJ-19, YJ-20. A family spanning subsonic, supersonic, and hypersonic profiles. Intended to stress carrier groups out to the second island chain. Public specs are scarce. The YJ-17 is billed as hypersonic. For context, the earlier YJ-21 is commonly sighted near 1,000 to 1,500 kilometers, with terminal speeds in the Mach 5 to Mach 10 range depending on variant. HQ-29, Exo-Atmospheric Mid-Course Interceptor, a national ballistic missile defense layer designed to hit threats outside the atmosphere. LY-1, High-power laser for counter-UAS and some missile threats, aimed at cheaper, rapid-fire base and fleet defense, with a deep energy magazine. Counter-UAS triad, missile gun systems, high-energy laser, high-power microwave, fielded together to swarm-proof air bases and ships. A JX-002, extra-large unmanned undersea vehicle, torpedo-shaped, long-endurance ISR, mine-laying and seabed operations. Reports suggest about 18 to 20 meters in length, with a pump jet for low acoustic signature. A quiet way to watch cables or close straits. Blue Water Aviation next steps, Fujian CV-18 continues trials. The J-35 carrier stealth fighter and the KJ-600 carrier AEW aircraft. Define the future deck mix. Type 076, Sai Chuan, an EMALS amphibious ship purpose-built to launch fixed-wing UAVs at scale. A true drone carrier concept for ISR jamming and strike. One big ghost remains, the H-20 stealth bomber. Low observable, intercontinental standoff strike is the goal. Reveal timing is unconfirmed. If it fields, it closes China's last long-range airstrike gap. Bottom line on the next wave, faster missiles, higher defenses, cheaper mass via drones. All wired into a battle network built to see first and strike first. Conclusion: China's military is designed to win locally, deter globally, and control the information fight. It mixes mass production, modern sensors, long-range precision weapons, and increasingly joint command. Will it work in a great power war? That hinges on targeting, training, and the fog, especially in space and cyberspace, where the first decisive blows may never be seen, only felt. What's clear is momentum. New hulls, new units, tighter networks, and a strategy that ties them together. Thanks for watching.